Well, it's Friday, and you all know what that means. That means once again we have AEW Rampage. Of course, we feature some interesting matchups to take place. We have an interesting three-way lucha libre style match. We even have, of course, the As Boys taking action and several other matches taking place. But we're also going to find out who levels up on the latest episode of NXT Level Up. And of course, news updates to tell what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, what matches are set, including wrestlers that either been signed or leaving the promotions, injured wrestlers, the whole enchilada. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to the Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Jay, right here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of reviews from various promotions, not only here in the States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world where wrestling is not as big, but it is growing. We also do some discussion videos talking about certain topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, championship matches, storylines, anything we can talk about. We also do some more news updates in case I don't put stuff here on the episode. I'll put at some other points, and also real time news updates alert, which I haven't done for a while, but anything could happen at any given time. And of course, if you like what you see, please subscribe to us on the subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews on this channel and various other cool stuff. And of course, if you like this episode, give us a like on the like button or a nice comment down below. Now, let's begin with our very first review, AEW Rampage. It opened up with a three-way match where we have, of course, Commander versus Penta El Cero Miedo versus um, El Hijo de Vikingo, El Hijo de Vikingo. So you know this type of match is going to be a high spot anytime, especially when it comes to guys like Commander and Vikingo. You know those guys are going to do some crazy high flying maneuvers that will probably tell you to say, holy, you know what. So that you can expect. You probably see something rare crazy with Penta, but yes, that's always been the case too. But however, this match ended with Penta applying the fear factor on Commander, giving him a good win. Now, our next interview, we have, of course, the so-called dickwads, consistent of Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh, and of course the crazy lady Karen Jarrett. Now, as you know, Jay Lethal is now targeting um, Eddie Kingston because he felt disgusted that a guy like Kingston, who has no honor, is how do I say, dishonoring the Ring of Honor World Title. And of course, I did mention this before. They believe they're planning to use Ortiz in their favor in order to get what they want. But however, when they left, laughing, thinking they got the entire thing planned out. I don't know what Ortiz is going in his mind, but he knows he heard his name. But I'm sure Ortiz doesn't even give a damn what they want. But they insisted on it. Now, moving on to our match, we have the Guns, or as we know them, the Ass Boys, Austin and Colton. They take on Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. Now, as you know, that this is a bit of a warm-up match for the Ass Boys due to the fact that they are targeting now MJF and, of course, Adam Cole, who is currently out for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. They're trying to determine that they are today's best tag team and the best tag team brothers. Well, we'll see about that, but they will be challenging those belts at Full Gear. But this match ended with, of course, when they tried to, whatever maneuver they did on Christopher. Was it Christopher Daniels? Nope, it was on Seidel, but it was Colton who picked up the win. So in their promo, they made it clear that they will become the new ROH World Tag Team Champions because they will hold on to the gold. Not to mention, Jay Lethal has the belt, who is declaring himself as the real champion. Well, we all know he's not, but we'll see what happens in Full Gear. Now, our next interview, The Outcast, as you know, things are not been going so well since, of course, Saraya lost the belt to Hikaru Shida, Ruby Soho not getting her belt, all that. So basically, a lot of things have been changing. We don't know if this is the beginning of the end of The Outcast, but of course, this whole thing with Angelo Parker, Cool Hands, and Ruby Soho. I don't know what's going on, but it appears that both sides of their friends, Menard and Syria, are not too keen on this. So that kind of is interesting. So we'll see what happens till then. Now, our next match, we have Marina Shafir taking on Sky Blue. Now, we all witnessed what happened last time. Sky Blue spit blue mist into Julie Hart. We don't know what's exactly the extent of this, but it feels like Sky Blue created a new type of character. I think it's very interesting. But she has to face a person who does have an expertise in MMA, and of course, that's Marina Shafir, the problem. But it was, of course, Sky Blue with the code blue to put away Marina Shafir to pick up the win. Now, our main event, we have Trent Beretta versus Daniel Garcia. What a match. I have to say, pretty good one. I think we hardly get to see a pretty good match with Daniel Garcia in singles competition for a long time. But of course, it was Daniel Garcia with a crossface that ended this match. However, MJF just called his shot during the post-match promo after winning the match. He is now challenging. He's challenged MJF for the world title. So basically, it's like now MJF has a lot of enemies gunning for him, and this is one that he did not anticipate. I'm sure this is gonna be. I'm sure Jay White is not happy the fact that no one's challenging him for the title because everybody knows MJF is the real champion. But we'll see what happens until we get to the next pay-per-view. But I think that's pretty much it right now, what we have. So let's move on with NXT Level Up. Okay, so who levels up on the latest NXT Level Up? So we're going to find out. Our very first match, we have Ivy Nile versus Valentina Feroz. Now, a very interesting match. Now, if you look at these two ladies' backgrounds, according to what the commentator said, one is MMA, the other one is judo. I have to say this is a pretty good combination to see they can test themselves to the limit. Now, however, how will this end? Well, of course, a part of me was going to think Ivy Nile because, she has a bit more experience, and not to mention there are those who arbitrarily argued she should be women's champion right about now. And of course, it ended with her applying the Dragon Sleeper, giving her a good win. Now, our next interview with Kelly Kincaid before our next match, this individual who will be part of that match, Trey Bearhill, basically has his opponent, which is Miles Bourne. Of course, he's still looking for his first win. So he gave his little thing about how he's going to accomplish it. Well, that's going to be a little difficult because when it comes to Miles Bourne, he has his compadre moron friends by his side. We're talking about Gulak, Dempsey, Kemp, and of course Charlie Dempsey. That's always been the play out. I mean, Trey Bearhill seems like he had everything under control, but however, of course, Kemp was going to get involved to ensure this match was going to end in favor of Miles Bourne. But it was Miles Bourne with the drop kick that finished the deal right there. Now, our main event was Ora Menza versus Dante Chen. Of course, everybody were voting for Chen because he is the fan favorite. But Ora Menza, as you know, who's very talented, well, he had to deal with Chen in every aspect. But the one thing that was very interesting throughout the match was the sudden arrival of Boa. Now, recently we have seen Boa and Dante Chen team up before, but what's the real reason? I don't know. I started to think that maybe Boa it wants to start a group with Dante Chen. I mean, don't forget these two men are Asian. I mean, you have Boa from China, and of course, Dante Chen from Singapore. So it would be a very interesting connection. But however, Boa did not interfere in this match. He was just standing there. But you know who was interfering was, of course, the other members of the Metaphor, consisting of Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. But it did give, of course, Ora Menza the opportunity to make the play and the spinning heel kick right there to give up the win. However, we did see, of course, Boa extended his hand to Dante Chen. So, if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to form their own group or something. That is something that would be considered, but not uncommon. We've seen these type of things before, especially in WWE. So we'll see in the upcoming weeks what's going to happen between those two. But as for the Metaphor, well, we still don't know what happened to Noam Dar after being left in that haunted house pretending to be Scooby-Doo. So we'll see what happens. So I think that's pretty much it right now. So let's move on with some news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news update. So this is what we have. Now, first things first, I want to get this out of the way. We want to give a huge congratulations on certain wrestlers that won their championship matches, despite the fact I did not see them. The first one, you guys may remember her from NXT, Yulisa Leon. Yes, if you guys remember, last September she was released from WWE, and now she returned to wrestling in Mexico. But however, of course, the recent development came is that she will be appearing with the promotion known as Chaos, but they haven't done a show for quite some time since then. But however, it appears that Yulisa Leon, those who know this or not, I'm from San Diego, California. Right across from us is Tijuana, Mexico, and they only have one big ass promotion called The Crash. Apparently, Yulisa Leon made a stop over there, and now she is the new women's champion from the promotion The Crash. So congratulations, Yulisa Leon. I think I know some of you are probably thinking, will WWE drop the ball on that? Well, I mean, they should not have released her. I feel that ever since she came back from her injury, that it was right on track, but it kind of derailed it. But I hope WWE considers they should not have let her go from the very beginning. Now, our next congratulations is in Japan with Yuri and Amcham. They are now the new International Ribbon Tag Team Champions. Those are the championship tag teams from the Yoshi promotion Ice Ribbons. So it's kind of interesting. If you guys remember, not too long ago, Yuri won the Ice Infinity Championship, a title belt which is the top title in Ice Ribbon, and now Yuri and her friend Amchan are the tag champions. I have seen photos of these two together inside and out of the ring. They are both really good friends. It's interesting to see them that now they are the tag champions. The last tag champions I saw wear these belts, I wouldn't be surprised if it was, of course, they defeated Misa Kagura and, of course, Sumika Yanagawa from JTO. That would have been crazy because I'm sure because Yuri has always held resentment towards them that they were unable to win their beat them. But now it could be the possibility. We'll see. I'm going to try to see if I can find any footage of that. Now, moving on. Tokyo Ocean Pro Wrestling has announced that Masha Slamovich will be making her way to Japan. Now, normally she would hang out with the people with Marvelous, but it's now been foretold that she is going to be in 2 matches on 2 different days with Tokyo Pro Wrestling. The first one will be starting on 2024 on January 4th, which ironically is Wrestle Kingdom. She'll be in Korakuen Hall to face Miyu Yamashita for the Princess of Princess Championship. That's going to be a good match. And of course, the second one will be on the 6th of January of 2024 at Shinkiba. She will be in a death match against Hikari Noah. That's going to be good. Now, some of you are saying, really, they do allow death matches in Tokyo Pro Wrestling? They do because they only have one particular person who's into that, and that is Hikawa Noa. She does have scars that she obtained from one of the most powerful death matches she's ever been in, and I'm sure this is going to be a lot more intense for her. Now, moving on. House of Glory has announced for the Darkest Hour that will take place on the 1st of December. As you know, uh, grizzled young veterans, formerly known as the Dyad, are now making their presence known all over the independent scenes here in the States, which is something they have talked about. And now they've been announced they will be participating in their latest show, Darkest Hour, on the 1st of December. That's going to be great. The first they announced they were going to be at Deadlock Pro Wrestling, then Wrestling Revolver. Now they're going to be killing it in the independent scene. So that's going to be great to see. Now, Germany promotion, if you guys never heard of it, called WXW or West Side Extreme Wrestling, they announced for their 16 carat tournament that will take place in 2024. They announced for the first time in a couple of years, they finally got a luchador to be participating, and that luchador is a third generation wrestler that is Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. So he will be heading there soon. Now, some interesting developments. Don't know what to make of it. It appears that MJF is dating Alicia Atout. Yeah, that's kind of interesting to hear. I know that MJF have made a lot of appearances in Major League Wrestling in the past. I know they knew each other, but it's rather interesting to see how that is taking place. I don't know when it had happened, but I don't know. I'm still confused about that. But let's move on. Now, Shota Umino, as you know, by the time this video is out, the match has already happened, but I will review it. Shota Umino said that if he beats Will Ospreay for the title, the IWGP United States title, he wants to defend it against Jon Moxley at Wrestle Kingdom, which is a huge deal. But the one thing you have to know, he has to be the one to dethrone Will Ospreay because Will Ospreay's time in New Japan is almost out. So we'll see what happens until then. Now, as you all may know, there's been a lot of talk with WWE about CM Punk returning. However, one particular person gave his, not his thoughts, but more what he would think of it, like his opinion, and that is Corey Graves. So this is what he had to say. And this was he actually spoken about this at Kurt Angle's podcast. I'm a professional. I'm too old to hold grudges. I feel like whatever has happened is water under the bridge. I have a whole different life, and I'm in a different place in my life that I was back when all that stuff went down. If it's right down from business, who am I to say no? I'm a pro at the end of the day, and I will be happily do whatever it's needed, and I would shake the man's hand and move on and see what life holds. So yes, so apparently there was some bit of a beef between both Corey Graves and CM Punk. So even though Corey Graves, he is not like being a top star or anything, but he has done some good work with WWE as a commentator and all this. He's willing to put that stuff to the side and of course just let's see what life unfolds now. So that's a good thing. But we do know there's still some wrestlers who are not too keen on the idea of CM Punk returning. But we'll see what happens. Now, finally, a lot of people have been talking about this recently. As you know, on the 18th of November, that's the next Stardom show, Gold Rush. There are those who have been particularly talking about Tam Nakano. Now, Tam Nakano has not been seen for almost a month since she defeated Natsuko Tora to retain the red belt. Now, nobody knows what's going on. We know she suffered a neck injury. We don't know how severe or bad it is. But time is ticking. Even Zu Suzuki, who is her challenger, has been calling her out. We don't know what's going on. But according to Scott Edwards, he said that something is about to happen on that particular day. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, the one thing that I am a little worried, what if the neck injury has forced her to make the drastic decision to retire early? I mean, that would definitely suck. But, I mean, she's only 35 years old, and she's still in her top shape. But I would be shocked and surprised if that's the case But for right now, we just still don't know what exactly it means until something happens. So we still got a bit more time, but we'll just wait and see. I think that's pretty much it right now for our news updates. So let's just call it a day. All right. I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I still got a few shows I haven't catched up yet. However, I will catch up as soon as possible. Um, for right now, as you know, we have Crown Jewel coming up real soon. By the time this video is out, it should be finished. And we do have, of course, the finals of the Super Junior Tag League in Power Struggle. We'll find out who will walk out as the winners of that. And, of course, the IWGP United States Championship is on the line and various other things. Don't forget, we got Collision. We still haven't seen the latest Impact Turning Point, so I will be doing those two as well. So there's a lot of things that we'll be doing this weekend, as I say, the chaotic weekend. So let's see how that turns out for everybody. But for now, I'll just end it right here and say I will see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day.